Hello YouTube. Let me fix this. Camera's all sideways. There we go. Alright. I wasn't going to make this video, but I'm going to because I figured, you know, I tried something that we do at work to remove this caster shim and it worked. So, figured what the hell. Might as well show you how to do it. First, as always, if you could do me a favor, please subscribe to the channel, man. I'm trying to grow here. Subscribe, like the video, and I'm going to show you some cool stuff. Let's go check this out. Okay, here is the shim in question. Well, technically, here is the shim in question. So this is the factory shim, right? Greased it up with some WD-40. If you're watching this video, now is your chance to put WD-40 on your factory one. But this is the Carli one, right? And this is what it's gonna be finished product wise, with cotter pin, torqued down, good to go. So let me show you on this side. Alright, so I already had this one soaking. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take off this little cotter key, right? So it's folded up and over the bolt, and then it's folded down right here on the side. So we're just going to grab some pliers, we're going to pull this back over to where the cotter pin is essentially straight. Then we're going to try and get a screwdriver or something in right here to catch this little lip. And you're going to try and pull the cotter pin out of this castle nut. And then we'll take off this nut and I'll show you the best thing you've ever seen. So let's pull this out. Here's your little cotter key right here. We got it straight. There's a little hole in your bolt. Goes through the castle nut, comes through the other side. Pull it out, and then we'll take this off now. So I'm using a 1/2 inch, and this is a 28mm socket. This is gonna be really easy because it's not torqued down that much from the factory. So I think the biggest problem you're gonna have with this is if you didn't put this on when you lifted your truck, your spring's gonna be in the way. So have fun trying to figure that out. This might be, I might need a wrench for this. So let me go see if I can put an extension on this, but you know how a bolt comes off. Take the bolt off. Now that we got our nut back on, let me show you. So we broke it loose, and we got it threaded all the way to the top, to like where the nut is just ever so slightly over the top of the bolt. So we're gonna hit this with a hammer until you start seeing the shim start to move up, and you'll see it. It'll start like kind of just recessing out of the ball joint here. So we're gonna whack the crap out of this real fast. Okay. If you have headphones on right now, I'm sorry, because this might be loud. Today. Let me get a smaller hammer. Hold on. It's just a little guy. Hold on, hold on. Make this bitch tight. Well, of course it's harder on this side, right? Never fucking easy. Come on. Maybe this video won't be worth a damn. Fucking brake lines are in my damn way. Okay, well, when I get this, I'll show you. Let's see if you can see this thing move, right? Of course you can. Anyway, you can see, whoop, put that down. So you see the color change here? So that's the piece that popped up as you're whacking the crap out of this. This will come up. You simply grab a pry bar of some sort and finish it off. Like that. There we go. Now we can take our castle nut off. And what's nice about this is you have it screwed on there far enough to where it's not going to damage the head of your bolt, and it's also not going to ruin the threads on the bolt. The only thing that's really going to happen is you're going to flake off the powder coating on this nut, which is going to kind of suck. Right, you can see the silver part right here. So not a big deal, because now you don't need an air hammer to get this out. You just simply use your pry bar and it will come out. You might need to, there you go, hold on to, am I bleeding? How the heck am I bleeding? There's no way that this won't come out over the spring. There we go. Boom. There's your shim. Alright. It was a little rusted, but like I said, that's why we put WD-40 in it. So now you can clean the inside of your ball joint before we put in the Carli caster shim. In the directions that Carli will send you for this, they will tell you to put a wrench on the caster shim because it is shaped, you know, like a hex, so you can put a wrench on here, or an adjustable. But what's nice is if you have the newer truck, I don't know how this is for older trucks, but newer trucks will have this little lip back here, right, this little ridge, because what you're going to want to do is the opening in this shim is going to face the rear part of the vehicle. So it's going to sit like this, but what's nice is you don't have to worry about it moving. You just put this flat part against the flat part right here, and it's not going anywhere. So we can simply slide this on. I might need two hands for this because I'm going to have to pick up the axle, so hold on. Okay, so what's nice is now that you don't have that caster shim in there, you can pick up your axle, wiggle it around a little bit, and get your caster shim to line up. In the video that Carli does for this, they show the guy whacking the crap out of this, and on the other side I didn't have to do anything other than move the axle in and push this thing down. So, you know, of course this side will probably be different because the sides that I film are always the hardest. So, but the other side was pretty easy. So you should be able to just move this sucker if I didn't get stuck. All right, stand by. I hate videos like this because I'll tell you guys one thing and I can't show you it because I gotta go figure out how to do it. I guess I could just film, whatever. So I did have to beat this one in. Passenger side, all I did was move, just pick up on the bottom of your axle here, and you can move around your bolt through here, and it just, the caster shim fell right in. I didn't even have to hit it with a hammer. This one, however, I had to tap with a hammer to get it to go down. But ideally, you know, you grab yourself a socket, throw it over, and tap this so that it hits evenly. But one of the things you might run into, which is what I ran into, is that this axle is, or not axle, this spring is in the way of me getting a hammer directly over this. So you kind of have to come in with your little hammer and just tap around this ever so slightly until you hit. And then once you hit, it's going to make a different noise, right? It's going to be like kind of like hollow, 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 and then hard, which means that you bottomed it out and it's good to go. So now we can put our caster nut back on. Castle nut. Can't even talk. So we'll screw this back on, and I would do this by hand just because there's no reason for you to have a impact or a drill on this. I don't even know if you'd be able to get it on here just because this spring's in the way. But once this bottom's out, right, there's our hole. So we need to tighten this, and this is what's nice, right? I know I'm weird like this, but 69 foot-pounds is the torque on this thing. So let me go grab my torque wrench. We'll set it 69 foot-pounds. We'll torque this, and hope maybe the hole will line up on this one. On the other side, I had to move the nut a little bit more just to get the hole to line up for your cotter pin. But let me torque it first, 69 foot-pounds, and we'll see where it's at. Lucky me. So we torqued it down. Our hole was ever so slightly off, so you just, if the hole's off, it's better to just, like, let's say it was on this one, right? And the hole's in between this castle, right? So what you want to do is you don't want to back it off, because then you're going to lose torque. But moving it ever so slightly, like this 1/4 inch right here, just to expose the hole, isn't going to hurt anything. I would rather tighten it to where there's still a torque value on it. Right? The whole idea behind a castle nut is it's like a plus or minus, but I would rather be on the plus side of things rather than backing it off to get the nut to go, or the cotter pin to go through. I'd rather tighten it a little bit more. So that's what I did. And then now we'll take our old cotter pin, right? Because I got new ones and I can't remember where I put them. So cotter pins are easy. So whenever I find them, I will just put the new ones in. But for now, there we go. Got our pin in. You push it all the way through. You want the vertical part of the pin to be up, right? So just like that. So it's gonna sit, let's see. There you go. It's gonna sit in the little castle piece right there. And come out on this side. You're gonna fold that top piece up over into the top part of this bolt, and then you're gonna fold the bottom piece down along this axis of the castle over to the caster shim. So let me do that real fast with my pliers, then I'll show you what it looks like. So here's our castle nut. Here's our cotter pin, right? So the head's here. We came through on this side, folded this top piece up over into here, and then this bottom piece goes down right here. So we're good to go there. Let's go ahead and throw our tires on, and we're good to go.